What is going on, Zinger Nation? How's everyone doing today? We have a lot to talk about. We're here with producer AB. Producer AB, how you doing today, man?
Good. How are you, Ryan? Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone had a great day trading. We have one more day tomorrow before we head into the long weekend. It's been really exciting.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the long weekend, to be honest with you. It's been a wild trading week for me. Been trading a lot with the trading team, having a lot of fun. Options have just been going wild. So those have been fun playing with those techies. A little bit of a pullback towards the end of the day today, which wasn't bad. It's expected as we're going into the jobs numbers tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. So a lot of folks are a little bit worried about that. But I think other than that, the markets have been interesting, and we got a little bit of a surprise that dropped on us today with the Robinhood S1 filing for their IPO. And there's a lot in there that we could probably jump into to the second part of the show and dive into and talk about a little bit there, because I know there's a lot of people who've got a love-hate relationship when it comes to Robinhood.
Yep. I don't know about you, Ryan, but I still use Robinhood a little bit, but I know why people don't like them. All the issues with their shutting down trading of certain assets, but their user interface is really strong. That's definitely the best thing they have going for them.
Yeah. It's definitely, this is how I see it. Look, it's a great alternative to something like Acorns, because Acorns just charges massive fees, but it's not a fantastic like trading platform. If you're like day trading, swing trading, it's not that great. If you're long-term investing into stuff, it's fine to have an app where you just kind of put stocks into and just leave them and they'll come back to them like 3 to 5 years. I get that. But if you're trading, you really need a chart tooling platform, something like TD or Webull or E-Trade, something that provides you with charts and gives you like the ability to put indicators on, like the same way like we got in Benzinga Pro, we got the trade view built into there. So you want to have something where you can kind of chart these things and see where the stocks are going. Now, I do understand some people don't believe in technical analysis. That's a new thing that's going around now. I don't know when that popped up, but people don't believe in technical analysis anymore for trading. Some of them, I don't know why, but it's a thing now. It's like, all right, but I get it. Robinhood, we still have to give credit to Robinhood. They paved the way for free trading, commission-free trading. You have to give them credit there. The companies have followed suit. A lot of companies are even now moving to free OTC trading, I've heard. I think I heard E-Trade now lets you trade OTCs for free, pink sheets. I don't trade OTC, so I'm not exactly sure, but you can definitely give it a Google if you're watching and you're interested in stuff like that. But options, Robinhood's been pretty good to me for options. I've been doing a lot more options trading recently. I've just been using Robinhood because it's easier to use. The interface is like a joke, easy to use. I've got money in there that I wasn't using, so it was like, why not? And the liquidity is super fast in Robinhood versus Webull. Trading the same options on Robinhood and Webull, on Robinhood it sells a lot faster, which is interesting because I guess they have more liquidity. They're handling their own stuff with their holdings company, which is themselves now. So I guess that there's something going on there where Robinhood has the advantage in terms of options, at least. But again, there's a lot of things that go wrong in there, man. There's a lot of things that go wrong in there. And I think that over time they could fix it, but it's a matter of, I think their target audience is towards the newer investors, the people who would use who would use Acorns, would use SOFI, would use Public. Their target audience is them, rather than people who are day trading or swing trading, because most swing traders and day traders, I don't think you can even really use Robinhood for that because of the way that the interface is set up. But those guys really graduate once they become swing traders and day traders to other platforms, and the first stepping stone you see is either to TD or Webull, or those are the two that you see a lot of people graduate to. And then you have people that like interact with brokers and other brokerages, like Charles Schwab and stuff like that down the line.
Yeah, I mean, I think Robinhood's really interesting for this, and SoFi too. I mean, SoFi's market cap is a lot smaller than Robinhood, which is interesting. And I think SoFi has some aspects of the business that could grow to be pretty big. So I'm looking at SoFi. I'm looking at Robinhood. You're trying to get your screen back up here?
No, we're good. I was just testing something. Remember, I'm in the studio mode now, so I was just playing with it a little bit. I was like, does it look better if we zoom into? So I was like, I like the widescreen better.
But yeah, I mean, look, Robinhood, as long as they can avoid any more like big mess ups, any big snafus, I think they're going to continue to grow. They'll continue to grab a strong market hold on like newer investors, on 18 to 22-year-old kids, whoever it is. As more enter the market, Robinhood will get more users. So I think it'll be interesting to watch. The one thing that could be their downfall, like I said, is if they have more days where say a stock's going crazy and all of a sudden no one can sell it, that can really damage the trust of that business.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. That GameStop AMC fiasco was the biggest bad media for them ever. But the other thing is it also resulted in a lot of users for them, believe it or not, because the biggest thing for the longest time, you couldn't buy or sell Doge easily. The keyword is easily anywhere else. Now you can buy and sell Doge on Coinbase, on Gemini. So the alternatives are now there. Again, the biggest issue that I have with Robinhood for crypto is you technically don't own the crypto. If you don't own the key to the wallet, you don't own the crypto. You're literally just trading their crypto wallets out, and kind of it's like you're borrowing their crypto to trade or hold it, and maybe they'll eventually give you the keys to it. Now, personally, I think that's the first catalyst that we'll see post IPO, probably after their Q2 earnings. We'll probably see a big drop in their numbers, and they'll use the crypto wallets as a catalyst to kind of boost their numbers, because they've been working on it for over a year now. They've been talking about, hey, it's coming. And I don't imagine it's that difficult. They'll just either need to work with someone like Coinbase or someone to set this up. Like, for example, SoFi that you mentioned, one of my favorite companies right now, and I've been heavily investing into them on dips. I'm waiting for bigger dips to come as they call in warrants, as the lockup ends at the end of the month. But I think that for example, SoFi, Coinbase handles all their crypto transactions. I don't think you own a wallet on SoFi, but that's okay. I think that for them, it'll be a lot easier to do, because it's like, hey, Coinbase, just make wallets for our users and hand it off. But again, I'll have to definitely look into that. But there's a huge opportunity in investing this could be a catalyst for something like SoFi, because they're very parallel companies. And I think SoFi could get a nice little bump from this Robinhood IPO, depending on the valuation that it IPOs at. So I saw $40 billion, which would mean about $174, $175 IPO open price. Now, realistically, we know with IPOs, unless it's like a direct IPO or something, there's a pop. Now, I'm not trying to pump it or saying go out there and buy it, because one time I said the word an IPO is pop on like a Twitter Spaces, and someone got super triggered. So I'm just going to put that out there. But we've seen it like with Airbnb. It was like they're going to IPO at $77, and then the second it opened, it went to like 150. So it's like that could happen. So definitely keep in mind there. Personally, I don't think I'm going to be buying it into the IPO open or even the IPO day. I'm going to wait for Q2 earnings. I was actually talking to Larry, who's in the comments. I think their Q2 numbers are going to be much lower, because Q1 was fueled by a lot of the AMC GME hype, and now we've seen a decline there. A lot of people have moved to Webull, SoFi, Public, TV, other platforms. And I think we'll see a drop in their numbers. And one big thing, numbers, which I'll pull up their S1 later, and we'll kind of take a look through it. I've been reading it on the iPad because I'm trying to make a YouTube video for myself on this thing. There's like $1.4 billion in warrants that they have on there as liabilities, because the new SEC rule is you have to list warrants as liabilities. So that's making them look like a highly unprofitable business. But if you remove the warrants and not even put them as assets like they used to, just remove them completely, Robinhood's technically a profitable company. Robinhood's making money hand over fist. Now, will this continue into Q2? We don't know. This is the same variable that we're waiting on with Coinbase, is will the hype continue into their next earnings? Earnings for the first quarter were great. They missed by a fraction of a hairline, but that's okay now. But will this volatility continue into it? I did a YouTube video on them, and I said, hey, look, volatility's up. Crypto volatility's was booming in May, and now it's kind of calmed down into June and into July. These numbers will reflect in their Q1 investor call. An analyst, I think, asked them, or investor, someone asked them about it, and they said, hey, look, when volatility is up, our transaction numbers usually tend to go up. And that makes sense. People are buying and selling at a higher velocity. You can kind of see the numbers moving a lot faster on the tape on like Coinbase Pro or Gemini Active Trader or Kraken. You can see the numbers moving at higher velocity on their level 2-ish style stuff that you see there. So it's interesting. Robinhood for me has a special place, because that was the first platform I started trading on. So I like them for that, but I also don't like them for what happened with the GME AMC situation. But one thing that a lot of people tend to forget, and I get it, it's easier to blame Robinhood and Vlad, was that TD Ameritrade was the first one that actually stopped the trading. And then Webull did it too. But then Webull came on your guys' platform that day, because that was the first time I was actually supposed to be on Benzinga, was the day the whole GME freeze was happening. It was the first time I was on Benzinga. And
really?
I was listening to the interview. Yeah, I got bumped to the next day, because you guys had so many people coming on. You guys were like, you come tomorrow? I was like, sure, no problem. And I was kind of a little bit like, oh man, this sucks. I wanted to come and talk about this. That makes sense.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was our first interview. That was that was Power. I was supposed to be on Power Hour with Jason and Luke, and then you guys pushed me to I think the next day or something. And I was listening to the interview. The Webull CEO came on, and he goes, "Hey, Luke, talk to our clearinghouse, which for them it's Apex Clearinghouse." And they opened up trading again, which was very smart of them and created a lot of positive buzz for them. And it was cool to have them on this channel mention that because. Again, we want Benzinga to always win. So it was very interesting to see that happen in real time. So Webull got a lot of positive buzz, and like I use affiliate links with Webull for people to sign up and go to Webull, and my affiliate link signups for that time period in that week, you can see people who are signing up jumped dramatically, and I didn't even have a big account, and I only had like 4,000 followers, and I saw a significant jump. So I'm looking forward to seeing their IPO. I think their IPO could be a lot more interesting than Robinhood's IPO because I'm seeing Webull's movements are a lot cleaner, a lot faster, a lot more user-oriented. But the biggest thing that worries a lot of people with Webull is that they're a Chinese-based operated company, right? Again, they've got people in America, everything is FDIC insured, but it's still technically a Chinese company. So that scares a lot of investors and users and traders, especially the old school guys. Even though, in my opinion, even if you're not going to trade on Webull, even if you just have Robinhood now and you're learning, there's no shame to it. A lot of people on FinTwitch shame retail traders for using Robinhood. Just download the Webull trading platform, learn how to trade with it using the lines or whatever. It's completely free. You can even do Think or Swim. I think you could just sign up for free. I think you only have to deposit $1 and you can create a free account. And just learn how to trade. That's the biggest thing I'm trying to like push to all these new traders that came in with the first, second, and third wave of AMC and GMEs. Learn to trade because once this happens, once the gamma squeeze, short squeeze, whatever you guys are hoping for happens, there's going to hopefully be a market afterward where you have a lot of money and you hopefully want to continue to make a lot more money on top of it.
100%. I see Pop-Up Bull in the chat saying, "What's up, fellas?
What's up?
What is up, Pop-Up Bull? Please smash the like for Ryan. He's giving you some good trade ideas right now." Well, Ryan, why don't we go ahead and pull up the Benzinga Pro? We'll look at some charts. Awesome.
Let's jump into SPY today. SPY had an interesting day. SPY, again, it's been trading pretty flat for the longest time. We had a decent day. It had a very decent day today, which is interesting because we had a 0.5% pop, which is funny because like most days we're dealing with like less than like 0.1%. So having a 0.5% pop is nice to see now. And for those of you who are familiar, you guys know that I'm always watching this gap that's here that worries the heck out of me. And tomorrow we have jobs numbers coming out. So if those miss, we could see a drop in SPY. And SPY hit an all-time high today. It was a bit overextended. But give me 1 second to reload my layouts. The cool thing about Benzinga Pro, shameless plug here for Benzinga Pro, is that you can kind of save your layout and it reloads it for you. So if something goes wrong, you mess up, you start playing around with it like I was playing around with it last night to kind of see what features I can pop out of it. You can reload your layout and everything essentially, see, everything comes back. And I guess Sun was the stock I was looking at last night. But let's go to SPY directly and let's take a look at it. Here we go. Come on, trade view. There we go. There are my indicators. There's all my fun stuff that I was hoping would come back, and it did. So, again, watching this very, very closely. MACD is nice. It's not. It's doing well. RSI isn't overextended, but we're getting close. But again, we are at levels that I'm okay with, and RSI of 66 doesn't worry me. Doesn't worry me at all. What's up, Luke? Is in the comments. What's up, man? How you doing? Larry, Schooler, Tiny Pie. Hey, how's everyone doing? Papa Bull, Hector, and Tiny Pie again. So we will definitely be doing questions on stocks in the third half of the show. So do me a favor, hit the like button and drop a ticker in the chat. And in order as they come in, I will try to answer as many as I can in the third of the show. So we'll take a look there. But SPY is doing relatively well. Healthy growth, not massive jumps that we've seen, so this doesn't worry me. But again, tomorrow I'm a little bit worried, especially as we're going into a 3-day weekend. Look, Benzinga Pro, fantastic tool that we have in here. Why is it moving? I also saw these guys are integrating now into things like Webull, which is awesome. I see Benzinga a lot on Webull. U.S. indices are trading higher following the better than expected U.S. jobless claims, which lifted recovery sentiment to the start of July. So that's good. I don't know what job numbers are coming tomorrow. So we'll give it a Google after this. Someone's at, I don't know what Jester is. I don't know if that's a stock. You have to give me the ticker if you want me to look at it. Benzinga is the best news source platform, hands down. I agree. I have a lot of, dude, look, I'll show you guys. This is literally my, this is my machine right here for news. Like, don't have Bloomberg. I don't have any of these other tools. Benzinga hooked me up with this thing, and I'm addicted to using this all the time. Like you can literally you set up any single stock that you want here. It gives you like so many different stuff. Gestures like clowns. I like clowns are cool. I'm a big fan of the Joker from Batman. But you can also do is you can set up watch lists here, and you can connect them to your news feed, and then it shows you news just based off of that. Like for example, here APXT, it's the stock that I'm in. It's giving me news on it here. Like, hey, these are the stocks that you're in. Here's just tailored news for those stocks. So I'm not plugging. I'm just trying to show you guys like how I deal with it. But yeah, SPY's looking good. I'm liking this a lot. Steady movement, but we'll have to see how everything goes into tomorrow. We'll definitely have to give that a Google in a second. But let's take a look at QQQ. Expect pullback that we discussed on Tuesday. Tuesday, we were discussing on this channel and saying, hey, on the show, we were discussing, like, hey, we were here, I believe. Yep, 28th was Tuesday. Let me just double check. No, 29th was Tuesday when we were discussing, which was even more overextended, was that, hey, look, the RSI is a bit overextended on QQQ. QQQ doesn't have a history of going into overextensions without minor pullbacks. And we had a very, very minor pullback, 0.16%, which is really nothing. You can expect that. It's a healthy pullback. And we had a flat day today, which I prefer a flat day over a pullback than anything. Tech is rallying. It looks like we're rotating back into tech. If you were watchers of the show from the beginning of the show, the funniest thing is when I started doing this show is when we were dealing with a lot of this. And a lot of this was when and the whole time everyone was like freaking out. Kevin, what's going on, man? Richard's in the house. What's going on, guys? When I started doing the show, a lot of people we were in the declines. Benzinga brought me on to like, hey, do a show with us. I was like, sure, I love this. I love the network. Let's do it. And then they were like, oh no, guys, you brought me on, and it's like hell on earth is breaking loose. And this whole time I was like, hey guys, I think tech will come back. Tech will be here. Tech isn't going anywhere. So we were doing it, and a lot of people were like buying some tech stocks that were relatively cheap, and we'll talk about some of them that are like now paying back. But we're having a lot of fun. Tech is coming back now. Look, can we have? Sorry about that. Can we have another rally in things that are? This is because Luke, you're too kind, man. You're too kind. Can we have a pullback in tech? Sure, we can. But again, I see that I've grown as like an investor, as trader, to see pullbacks in things like tech and any sector as opportunities. Look for companies that you like, look for companies that become undervalued when these pullbacks happen, buy said stock, come back a few months later. Oh, we've rotated back into it. My stock is up, sell. Again, not financial advice, but that's just my methodology of trading. Next one I want to talk to you guys about is IWN, the Russell 2000. How are penny stocks doing? How's the penny stock world going? Now, we were having a little bit of a pullback here, which is okay. It hit the 21 moving average. I need to zoom in a little bit more here. We hit the 21 moving average, and we came back down to the 50 moving average, broke it for one day, but it looks like today we've regained it. So it's awesome. So we're having a lot of fun. Richard says, I see you did a hot penny stock summer video. Thanks, man. Yeah, I put a penny stock video on my YouTube channel actually discussing IWN in depth, but I'll talk about it exactly here as well. And then if folks want to check it out, they can check it out after whenever things are done. But penny stocks are getting hot for the summer, man. I'm liking the movement here. Again, we are in a downtrend on the MACD, but the RSI and MACD are giving me hope. If we go to something like the weekly chart, that's one where I'm looking for a much longer time frames. I'm seeing like we're holding the 21 moving average support. We're bouncing. We have pullbacks, which are healthy, but we're moving in the right direction. You're seeing things come back. Like sectors like oil is very hot. Oil stocks are doing great. Like one that was moving a lot today that actually alerted a lot of the patrons on about last night, said, hey, look, CEI, a stock that we've played before, is coming back. Look at this sort of rounding bottom forming here. But again, not a perfect rounding bottom. I'll leave the technical analysis to Neil. He's the man. 1 p.m. on this network. Subscribe if you haven't to watch those. You learn a lot from watching this show. This rounding bottom was sort of happening here, but I wasn't focused on that. To me, I was more focused on the RSI and MACD, which were curling on the weekly chart as well as the good old daily chart. And it played out perfectly. Look, our MACD reversed, our RSI is strong, and we had a 16.5%. Boom, right there, right? What else was I looking at? I was looking at oil futures. Oil was hitting all-time highs, crude oil. And then I was also looking at stocks like XLM, which is not XLM. What is the oil stock? Hold on. How am I blanking on this? This is so embarrassing. XLM. Exxon, hold on. XOM, XOM, not XLM. I'm getting my cryptos and my stocks mixed up. That's not good. But look, it's red here, but it's saying plus 29%. But look, we're at pretty much highs for oil again. ZOM, exactly. Thank you so much, Larry. I embarrassed myself with getting my cryptos mixed. It's because Larry's always talking to me about XLM, and I'm always thinking about XLM now. I'm learning more about it and reading up about it. So it's kind of like clouding my mind right now. Is all XLM thoughts. So we can see that oil is hitting high. So I said, all right, let me look at stocks that we've played in the past or oil related that we like. So I alerted the patrons. I was like, hey, look, we've got this thing. Boom. 16% in a day is nothing to shy about. I know people now expect 100, 200% runners, but for me, 16% a day is fantastic. Look back to 2017, 2016 stock trading, 5% a day would have been fantastic. So if you guys want to sign up, the link should be in the description, or you can go to ryanstocks.com and my Patreon's there, and you can kind of sign up for that for sure. And I'd be more than happy to have you. We don't just hand out stocks. We also teach you how to trade and stuff like that. There's a lot of different aspects of the platform that you can see. So ryanstocks.com, and you can hit the first tab. So let's jump into, I want to talk a little bit more about this Robinhood IPO. It says, you really just blame me on Benzinga? Larry, I got to blame you, man. I got to give someone the blame, but blaming in a good way, because I'm seeing a good opportunity in XLM, and maybe we'll have a crypto show one day, and we can bring you on and we can have you talk to us about XLM, because you're the expert, man. Larry is a genius when it comes to government-related movement in stocks and a lot of these different cryptos. He's way better than me at this stuff with the government stuff. He's a genius. So I want to take a look at SOFI, because SOFI is one of the three brokers. They're big, the Robinhood, the Weebles, the now Robinhoods of the world that is actually public. And I'm watching SOFI very closely because let me do something. So boom, boom, boom. So SOFI, SOFI, used to be IPOE. For those of you who remember, this was a Chamath SPAC, Chamath Palihapitiya. Love him or hate him, he found a fantastic company and IPO'd it. IPO'd it via SPAC, which is a reverse merger. If you're not familiar with those, it used to be IPOE, then they reverse merge and becomes a brand. It comes to the stock market via reverse merger. You see these things happening all the time. But it looks like SOFI had a lock. So it doesn't look like it. SOFI had a lockup agreement, which Benzinga was the place actually I learned about the lockup agreement happening. But there's a lockup agreement that happened, was set to happen today. Not today, on Monday. So before that, of course, pre that, you see sell-off. So the 27th was the lockup agreement, which again, not a trade. 28th was the lockup agreement, but again, not the Friday before we had a sell-off, and then the lockup day was actually green, and then red. So because the lockups, they don't all usually tend to sell on the same day, and lockups don't mean that people are forced to sell. They just have the option to sell. So some people choose to sell, some people don't choose to sell. But this isn't the full lockup. This is only, I think, if you own more than 3% or under 3%, it was something like that. I don't remember. We can actually see it in the news here. It should be here in the news, because this is where I saw it. I copied and pasted from here. Allocated 35% of the IPO. So all the Robinhood stores are now going to be linked with SOFI. I think if Robinhood's IPO is valued at something drastically, massively high, because let's take a look at SOFI's market cap. It should be, I think it's in the 20 bills, if I remember correctly. Where's market cap? There we go. Oh no, 1.62 billion is the market cap on SOFI. So if Robinhood's coming in the door with a 60 billion valuation, it might / should give a bump to SOFI. The same way we saw CCIB get a bump from the Rivian 70 billion valuation. So we can definitely see how these things kind of move each other. It's like, well, they do the same thing. But again, you have to look at the numbers of SOFI, see how SOFI's numbers are compared to Robinhood, create a relative ratio, then you can kind of run some fundamental analysis on there. So it's not straightforward. Okay, so Robinhood's 60 billion, then SOFI should be 60 billion. That's not how it works. You have to look at their numbers, at their growth, their revenue, how things work out. And I think Robinhood has better revenue numbers than SOFI. We can definitely take a look at them later. We can actually look at them now. We have the financials tab right here. But I'm trying to look for that lockup agreement headline, which was on Friday. Here we go. There it is. There's here. This is the note right here. See, this is why I like this platform a lot. Benzinga filing Monday shows the effectiveness of a conclusion of a lockup agreement period. Lockup set to expire Monday, the June 28th, for 5% plus shareholders, certain executives. This lockup agreement does not apply to PIPE investors. PIPE investors lockup agreement actually ends at the end of this month. So when the PIPE lockup ends at the end of this month, you will see a bigger sell-off. I'm going to preface that with a might see a bigger sell-off in SOFI then. That's when I'm looking to get my lion's share of shares, because I'm a little bit cheap when it comes to these things because I want to get the most bang for my buck. But I have shares of SOFI. I've scaled more into SOFI, and I will be buying more of SOFI. I'm actually with the patrons. We're actually I'm working diligently to catch the dips on SOFI very well. So if you want to sign up, the link is in the description, or you can go to ryanstocks.com. But let's take a look at SoFi's financials for a second. We always deal with charts here, but I want you guys to kind of become a little bit more accustomed to looking at financials. So these numbers are in the millions. They don't only have 4 cents on their books. So their financials are here. Cash is good. It's gone up month over 3. So these are the 3-month period. We don't have annual numbers, I believe, for SoFi, because I don't think they were reporting anything at that point because they were a SPAC. Assets are up, which is great. Non-current assets are up significantly. Total assets are up significantly. Liabilities are also up significantly, but this could probably be, I would bet a lot of money that these are warrants. That's another catalyst that I'm waiting on. These are probably warrants, and I know how to get the SEC warrant. We have actually a link here to SEC filings and data. Give me 1 second. News, SEC filings. Now, I don't know how easy it is to find that exact SEC filing in the newsfeed. Okay. So the thing is, once tickers change, it becomes a bit of a hassle to find certain SEC filings. I'm just going to stick to the financials that we have here, but I'll bet that these are actually warrants, because that's what's happening on Robinhood's S1 is the warrants are significantly making them look like they make no money. They make no money at all, but it's the warrants. Let's take a look at their income statement. Total revenue is not here. Okay. Net income. Yeah, see, they're looking negative. They're looking negative here. I need to go to the SEC. SEC SoFi. I'm hoping that we get a little bit more deeper in the numbers here, because this is the thing. Once you're going from SPAC to de-SPACing, filings are now changing. It used to be IPO, now it's SoFi. Some websites don't translate them one-to-one. Let me see if I can get lucky in this S1 amended. Let me see if I can find a 10Q. Yeah, see, even their filings aren't here. This 8K. This 8K has nothing to do with it. It's probably a stupid statement that they put out. Yeah, this is the amendment that, hey, now our warrants are not assets, they're liabilities, and that's why we saw a dip. Let me see if I can get IPOE on this website at least. And yeah, we will definitely be jumping into. I'm seeing a few stocks. I'm seeing Zomb come up. I'm seeing Coin CRTD. CRTD was actually from. We played it on the watch list with the Patreon today. I alerted it last night. A little bump, not too bad, but again, still a good bump. It played out well. Coinbase, I actually made a video on Coinbase if you guys want to watch that, talking about how I think their next earnings are going to be very good. Yeah, see, this website unfortunately doesn't have it. Let me go to Edgar SEC. This is another alternative website that you can kind of use. This is the main one you should be going to, but I've gotten accustomed to using SEC.report, but this is the one you should go to. So IPOE. This one's much better at consolidating the SEC filings. I just want to make sure that those are warrants, because if they are warrants, then that's okay. But again, it's going to cause a negative downturn in the stock once warrants are called in, and they should be due very soon, because warrants for this stock are called in 20 consecutive trading days of the stock being over $18 share price, which, as we can see, it has been. Unless they get lucky and it dips one day and then that gets extended. But I think we've had that. I think they're just sitting on. Here we go. There's a 10Q. 10Q is a Q quarterly report. 10Q quarterly report. 10K annual report. So you can see here total assets are up. So here they did it this way, or for you guys it's this way. Flat in assets essentially quarter over quarter. Liabilities gone up. Let me see warrant. Yeah, see here. I told you. What do you guys see? Total liabilities and warrants. 154 mil in warrants. So you can see that that's significant. That's significant in warrants that it's going to hurt their numbers. And you'll see that once we go to like earnings per share, you see that diluted non per share of 182 because you have a negative. You have to subtract this number, your assets from your liabilities. You get that. But if you go to like net income and stuff like that, which I need to get to, there's usually most SEC filings have like that one clean chart that has everything. But I guess SoFi decided not to do that. Let me see. No, sometimes you get lucky and there's let me see their 10K. But get into the habit of learning how to read these balance statements, these income statements, reading and understanding filings and stuff like that, because it's a big deal. Because like, for example, if we'd come here and we were just looking at their balance sheet and we saw, oh my God, they have 182 million in liabilities. You might be like, all right, what is a loan? What is SoFi going under? Like, what's the situation here? So it can get a little bit wonky. So definitely keep an eye on learning how to read these statements. I don't want to spend too much time on SoFi alone. A baby shark token, okay, whatever that means. Robinhood IPO. Robinhood gets supported for banking like SoFi. Yeah, I could see that. Larry's got a good point. They could go into banking because that's what SoFi did and gave them a big bump. So I don't see why they wouldn't do that. That'd be smart if they did, because look, they're at this point are going to become a profitable public company that needs to succumb to earnings reports, and they need to make money, and they need to prove that they're making money. So that warrants thing is going to cause a lot of issues for them. So okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Robinhood's SEC filing. Randy says Tesla is king. I like Tesla too. Let me see, Hood. I don't know if it'll come up under Hood as hold on. Robinhood S1 Hood. They're actually, it's funny is, I forgot Robin. Their ticker symbol is going to actually be Hood, HOOD. There is this it. Yep, this is it. All right. So I'm going to do a YouTube video on this, by the way. I'm going to go into much more depth that I've actually been putting a lot. So if you want to go to ryanstocks.com, you hit the first kind of, here, I'll show you. Not Robinhood Stocks, Ryan Stocks. If you go to ryanstocks.com, for those of you who are interested and whose support I would highly appreciate, is if you just go to the YouTube channel, you click this. And you hit the old subscribe button. After you hit the subscribe button here, I'd appreciate it if you guys supported there as well, because I'm looking to put a lot of supplementary stuff on there, a lot of educational content, a lot of stock videos. Just hit the subscribe. Like right now, I just put out a small cap summer video, which I went into depth discussing IWN, which is the whole small cap stuff. But look, let's take a look at this S1 filing. We've got a lot to cover. These are the old school. If you guys are old school Robinhood members, you'll remember Tiger Corp Roar being the main advert that they always love to use for all of their stuff. And now they got Bitcoin, which is big. Believe it or not, Bitcoin, it's the best spreads for Bitcoin are actually on Robinhood, but unfortunately you can't use it. So it becomes like, all right, I get the best spread, but I can't use it. Numbers are up. Look at this. 18 million funded accounts, 17.7 million monthly active users, assets under custody, 81 billion. They're killing it. Again, that warrants thing, you'll see it in a second. It's when I was scrolling through, you scroll through these things fairly quickly because this one's, I think it's like 230 pages. And that thing hits you in the face. There it is. See, it hits you in the face.
I think that's an overblown criticism of Robinhood about how, oh, you don't actually own the Bitcoin. It's just in the wallet, because at the end of the day, you know, unless you're transferring like the Bitcoin or Ethereum to a different cryptocurrency, like to an altcoin, at the end of the day, most people buying Bitcoin are just doing it for an investment, right?
That's true. Great point. That's true. Great point. Because 100%. It's just one thing within the whole crypto thing is like eventually you want utilization of it, but like with something like Bitcoin, though a lot of investors, people who are investing in it, their goal is for this to be like the equivalent to digital gold. And you're right, buy and hodl. Again, it didn't stand the test of being an anti-inflationary asset for the past 2 CPI reports, which was a little bit disheartening, but I agree with you. I mean, it'll eventually come, and the reason people want these keys is because a lot of people buy in massive quantities. They want to go to cold storage. They just want to have the ability to kind of physically own it, Like the same way we can transfer our stocks from broker to broker if need be. They want to, have the ability to transfer their crypto from broker to broker, I guess. I don't know why, but I do see why though a little bit, because there's other platforms like Coinbase and Gemini, which offer you staking and earn programs where you can kind of gain interest on your crypto and stuff. So I guess maybe they want to move it there, but there's, believe it or not, man, there's still people that, you're right, they're just buying it on Robinhood because it's easier, there's no fees, and you're getting a way better spread on Robinhood.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, if you're just buying Bitcoin as an investment, you know, you're not trying to use the Bitcoin to send to someone or to transfer it, then it's the same effect as actually owning it. You buy the amount that you would own. And I do understand the criticism that, you know, as Solar Up's bringing up in the chat, that then that at the end of the day, then Robinhood is the centralized holder, and it's not necessarily decentralized like the idea of cryptocurrency should be.
That's one of the big criticisms of them on Doge, by the way. It's like, hey, these guys have one of the big 5 wallets of Dogecoin. Well, it's like they're like, no, people own the Doge, but they're like, hey, it's still in your technical crypto wallet. You own it, and you can like choose to stop trading. Like we saw during like SNL for like a few minutes, they're like, oh, server error, you cannot trade it anymore. Well, and if you have the keys, you can just bounce it to a different broker that's allowing you to trade, and then you can sell it there.
Right. All right, Ryan. Well, unfortunately, I got to hop real quick because I got to get ready for the 6 o'clock call, but I will talk to you later. Quick note, at 6 o'clock, instead of Money Mitch, today we have Chance Trades. So that's another new show we're trying out. So excited for Chance Trades. No Money Mitch tonight. Yeah, it's just a quick program.
This will forward them directly to that after the show's over, right?
Correct.
Perfect. Yeah, we want to get folks watching all the programs on the show. I was telling them about Neil. I was like, these guys, if you want to learn technical analysis at 1 p.m., go and watch Neil. Just like, he's funny, he's easy to watch, and like I remember one day I jumped on and he was like doing some like super rare technical pattern. I was like, I messaged him on Twitter. I was like, dude, this is nuts. Where'd you find this? He goes, yeah, it was in this book and I saw it on this thing. I was like, oh, dude, that's nice.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we're going to have a little hiatus from Get Technical. Neil's going to be out of town next week. But you can go out and check out old videos. We go through different technical, you know, patterns, different charts. So you can go back and watch old videos. That's what I would recommend people doing. Tom is asking, does Benzinga Pro use trading? Yes, we use Trading View charts. If that's what you're asking. Let me show you. Access Trading View on Benzinga Pro. All right, Ryan. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, producer AB. Thank you. I'm going to keep these guys occupied with Robinhood.
Beautiful.
So yeah, Tom was asking if we use TradeView. We do. See this little icon down here is TradeView built into it. And I don't. And the interesting thing here is it's a bit of a loophole to TradeView. Which with TradeView you have to have like, you can only have a certain amount of indicators. But here, like, you can go wild and use as many indicators as you want. Like they programmed ones, that kind of stuff you can't really use, but here you can add as many things as you want, and it doesn't hit you with like, if you don't have a account, it doesn't hit you with like hey, you need this, you need that. Let me try to add as many things as possible just to show you. You see here, like volume, we have it here already. So it's I now added it twice, but you can see here it doesn't hit you with like that. You only have a certain number of indicators you can use, but you get the whole gist. So let's jump back into the S1 filing. Let's keep going. Quick one, TradeView. Does anyone know if you can increase the space between candles? On TradeView, I'm not sure. On here, I've never done it. Let's see. Symbol, default, precision. All right, I don't know what that is, but the background, wrap text. We want the ticker in the background. I don't know why I haven't had that. Scales. Auto. I'm be honest with you, I'm not too sure about that. At least on here, I'm not too sure about that. But hey, you like, where's my ticker in the background? I had that before. I don't know where it is. Background. Let me play with it a little bit. Okay, that's odd. I don't know what's going on there, but it doesn't matter. Money Mitch, who is that guy? I don't know who Money Mitch is. Mitch. Who's Money Mitch? Do you guys know who Money Mitch is? If you guys know who Money Mitch is, hit the like button. We'll do a little poll. If you know who Money Mitch is, hit the like button or comment below. Who's Money Mitch? I don't know that guy. I haven't done shows with him. I haven't worked with him. I haven't done anything. I don't know. I don't know who Money Mitch is. If you guys know Money Mitch, tweet at him. Maybe we can get him a show. Chris knows that guy. I think, yeah, I know Chris, but I don't know. You guys don't know Money Mitch? Money Mitch is the guy who does SPAC Attack with Chris. He does his own show, Money Mitch. A lot of different stuff, man. The guy is full of energy. See, Tiny Pie Media hasn't heard of you. So I guess Tiny Pie Media, if you subscribe to the channel, you might just see Money Mitch. Mitch hack. What's a Mitch hack? See, Benzinga Clips, I'm new to that one. I don't know what a Mitch hack is. You guys are legitimate. I don't know what a Mitch hack is. Money Mitch is Rich Porter. I'm not putting that comment on the screen. I don't want us to get demonetized. Mo Money Mitch. All right, so let's do this. We talked about, let's go back into the Robinhood filing. But yeah, see, look, these warrants are the reason that this company looks so negative in their EPS. If you remove this, it's not that bad. So like, let's literally do that. So let's literally do that. -1,444,803 plus whatever our liabilities in terms of warrants are, which is right here. So let's add that. So that's as if warrants don't exist. So boom, and then these numbers are in thousands. So let's multiply by 1,000. Its numbers are in thousands except the shares. And we'll divide that by the 230,000 shares that we have, and I think we get about a $2 EPS, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, I messed something up. 1,444,803. This is a negative number. Negative. And then we're going to add the 1,492,269. Then we're going to multiply this by 1,000. We're going to divide this by 230. 685,464. So about 0.2. So again, it's positive. It's not negative. It's positive. So technically they're quote unquote positive. But the ones are there, so they're holding it back. This new SEC stuff. It is what it is. Guys, listen to Chris. Chris is like one of the big SPAC guys out there. This guy's calling them all. Smash the like button. Let's get this to 100 likes right now. I guess I'm dropping some knowledge here. Hey Ryan, Benzinga Pro, you need to go to appearance and then check watermark. All right, perfect. I got Mitch is back up. Here we go. Benzinga Pro, appearance, watermark. Okay. You're the man, Mitch. Appreciate you. Thank you. That makes it so much easier. Here it is, folks. We can see it in the background now. I was having some troubles, but now I got Money Mitch. Now you guys know why we keep Money Mitch around. The cat is hilarious. Cat says, smash the like lurkers. Cool kids do it. Yeah, you want to be a cool kid? Smash the like button. All right, so let's do this. We are in the third of the show. I promised I'd go over some stocks. I'm going to keep my promise. Let's do that. Let's start off with the very first stock we had coming in, Nova, N-O-V-A, which had a reverse split not too long ago. If I remember correctly. Yep, they had a reverse split. How are these guys doing? So, okay, let's go. We're on the daily chart, candles. Your 200 moving average is acting as your support here, but it's bounced twice, closed above it. I'm a guy who believes in closing above still means holding, not the wick downs. It wicked down, but it closed above. Not too bad, but again, this is how's the volume doing? Volume is steady, but again, this is the thing with these. If I remember correctly, this is a buy of stock. No, I'm sorry, Nova. This is Sun Nova, not Nova. I'm getting a mistake with Nova. This is a solar stock. Solars were hot, so solars ran up, and I think this one ran up with them, if I'm not mistaken. Did I just see a price target increase in the news? Tab, hold on. There we go. Oh no, here we go. Nova, and she's a price target of 56. That's good, but I mean, it wasn't enough to move it much today. But they got a price target of 56 on Friday, June 25th, but that's a while back, so I guess that's why we saw a bit of a jump in the price then. But here we go, June 25th. Where is that? Right here. I guess not. No one. I guess 1%. Then you got the follow up to it the next day, 8%, and then 3% given up. So it's kind of calmed down, but it needs to kind of move its way up. You're seeing the resistance is here. You're seeing the resistance right here. Let me draw that line for you. Horizontal line. Come to the resistance. Boom. Right there. You got your resistance point here. It doesn't like to cross that one. it needs to first go back and build support here on the 200 moving average, closing above again. I need to see more of that. I need to see it get up there, and I need to see it make its way up. How's the week? The weekly chart has to look good. It has to. It's been just chugging for the past few weeks. Yeah, there it is. See, look, weekly charts going. MACD wants to go green on the weekly chart. As you can see here, there's also resistance on the weekly chart. It's a little bit higher, but it'll get there. So I think that we can make our way up with this stock, and it can make moves up. So that's Nova. Let's go to DDD next, coming in from Larry. 3D printing stock. ARK Invest just likes the stock and just keeps buying it. You see, look, the weekly chart looks great on DDD. Let's go to the daily chart. Look at that. Massive jump. It was essentially looked like it wanted to form a rounding top, but it didn't. Caught itself on the support, regained the 21 moving average support with that massive news that they got. If you guys remember, on the 22nd, they got some massive news, jumped 27%. And now it's kind of consolidating here, which is fine. I don't mind it consolidating. Allow it to consolidate, allow it to build itself up there. But if we look further back a little bit, speaking of, again, more resistance, right here, you have resistance again for this stock. And there's actually, if you look here closely, there's a bit of a gap down. So this gap could fill soon. So let me see where the low point of this gap is, 39.90. So it might have even filled and came back down. Let me see. Yeah, it filled and came back down, but that's okay. The gap is filled. So we are seeing resistance here at the top of this gap essentially right now. So we've got resistance, but it'll with the right amount of volume, it could get filled. But again, take a look at the MACD. It's getting a little dangerous. RSI is getting dangerous. So be careful there with DDDD. Let me quickly go to NNBM. We got only 8 minutes left. If you're watching, smash the like button if you haven't, and I'd appreciate it if you guys gave my YouTube a sub and followed me on Twitter. So there's some stocks that we talk about on here. If I miss them, you can tweet me. There's a lot of people who tweet me after the show, and I answer your stock questions there on the Twitter. So I'm going to jump around a little bit on some of these because I don't want to get stuck on going one in a row because I kind of ran out of time. We spent a lot of time on good old Robinhood, and I'll be spending more time on Robinhood later today myself because I want to learn more about them, see if it's worth it. Where are we going? NEO. I'm getting a few people asking me about NEO. We got to talk about NEO. NEO XPeng Lee, XPEV, which is XPeng, XPEV is their ticker. NEO is doing very well, but again, it ran up. It overextended itself. Look, RSI, take a look at it. Some stocks can go into like a 90, 100 RSI. NEO's done it before too, 88 RSI in the past, 73. It didn't hold. It didn't hold, unfortunately. And it hit resistance too. It hit resistance, broke through it, then came to the next level of resistance, which we're kind of fighting now, which is you have to look into the past of the chart to see some of this resistance. But it hit it, kind of rejected it, and that's okay. It gives the stock more time. It's a little bit healthier, allow it to grow much faster. But again, 5% drop in the day, not too bad. See here, NEO shares are trading lower, reversing the stock gained earlier following the strong June delivery numbers. Weakness is possibly due to the profit taking and overall Chinese market volatility. There's a lot of volatility in the Chinese market, which affects NEO, which is a Chinese EV stock. For those of you who aren't familiar, NEO goes. That means that when NEO goes, it pulls down XPEV, which is XPeng. It's another Chinese EV stock. As you see here, it's down in the after hours. It was down today too, I believe. These guys had a massive things going on for them. They raised like 1.8 billion in their dual market listing. Here we go. Their shares are trading higher. I guess this kept it from the stock tanking. So they did very well. So take a look at this. They only had a 1% drop, but if you look at Lee also, these three stocks kind of move together. But it's funny is NEO falls harder than XPEV and XPEV falls harder than Lee. Lee falls the least of the three, but they all kind of follow each other. And if you draw it out, it's really funny, but they all move together. So if like you see NEO falling, you can just run and buy XPEV and Lee puts and possibly make some money on it, but you're better off going with like XPEV or maybe even straight up buying NEO puts because NEO falls a lot harder than the other two, even though if I remember correctly, NEO has the higher float of the three. Okay, we don't have the float data here. Let me pull it up on this other terminal that I have, NEO. NEO's float is 1.35 bill. XPEV is 400 million, and then Lee is probably less. Lee is 700 million. So it's weird. So we should expect XPEV to fall the hardest of the three because it has the lower float of the three, but NEO falls a lot harder. But I think XPEV was held up higher, possibly due to this good news that it got. So we are running out of time as well. We've got 5 minutes left. Let me hit 1 to 2 more stocks. Let me see. AESE coming in from Money Mitch saying it's ripping after hours. Let's take a look at it. 28%. What is going on with Allied? Let's take a look. So let's take a look at this. So let's see, why is it spiking? So Allied Sports spikes 18% after hours. There's no news. Mitch, do you know why they spiked? If you could put it in the chat. There's literally no news. It's adjourned special shareholder meeting. I guess maybe something came out of that shareholder meeting that was good. We have yet to hear it, but it caused a spike. I think this is a lower float. Yeah, look at this micro float, 20 mil. It's weird because they were going into a downward pattern. But what caused this spike? Is it a pump? There's the candle. That's a big jump. That's a little bit concerning, especially with what's going on with these. Yeah, 20%. Yeah, staff is up 40%. Bull is saying. Let's take a look at staff. I think staff had good news. I think that's why staff jumped. Staff had news. You got Holtz coming in, announces reverse split to maintain listing. Okay, so why would the stock jump on the announcement of reverse split yesterday? Reverse splits tend to kind of drop these stocks prices. Okay, let's see what this says. This is probably why didn't drop. Something came out. Amendments come message. Yes, they're doing a 1 to 6 reverse split. Why would the stock jump? Chris is coming in. Chris might have the news. Says selling World Poker Tour brand was one item. I know that. I believe that was some discussion that AESE could be valued at less than the Poker World Tour sale price. Could be. That could be why. Staff is interesting though, because usually when you get a reverse split, people sell off significantly. Why are these guys buying? I don't know. Here we go. Tiny Pie Media says Allied Esports launches AE Studios to expand original content development and production. There you go. All right, that's a good catalyst. That makes sense. Hey, people buy into the hype. It's a micro float. Enough people buy, you can move the stock significantly. Staff is the one that confuses me. Usually when you hear reverse split votes passing, there's a massive sale. One to 6. No, yeah, Mitch, I get it was yesterday, but why would people buy into it if they know did the reverse split happen? If it happened, we would have seen it reflected on the chart. Yeah, look, it's messing up my whole chart now. Yeah, look, the reverse. Okay, so this makes sense. I see what happened here. Look, this isn't a 500% gain. This is or 700% gain. You have to divide that by 5 because the trade view hasn't reflected its reverse split going through. That's why it's a big jump. It's still up. It's still up significantly. Let me see this other. Yeah, see, they had the 1 to 6 today. The stock came down to a low of $3.12, and then it popped up 7%. And now in after hours, for some reason, it's running. I don't understand it. It's a pump and dump. There's probably a pump and dump going on somewhere. All right, so we got another show coming up at 6 p.m. on this network. So I'm going to round this out with you guys and say thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you, Zinger Nation. If you want to catch me or find me, you can go to ryanstocks.com. That's where you can kind of find all my other stuff. You can find my YouTube, My Patreon's there if you want to learn how to trade, and we can trade together. You can come there. Sign up for Benzinga Pro. My Twitter, if you have any questions about stocks, you can hit me up there. I'm more than happy to help. Patreon, we're doing very well. We started printing today. We had a new guy that just joined, and he literally made 70% on an option swing on his first day, and he was ecstatic. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, smash the like button. We got the new show coming up next. I want you guys to go ahead and watch that and show some support there. Hold on. Let me see how we're doing on the like counter. I haven't even paid attention to it. I've just been so busy with everything that we're doing. Hold on. How are we doing on likes? Okay, we're at 64 likes. Can we get this to 100 likes? Mitch says don't go. I don't want to go, man, but we got another show coming up. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want the big guys, you guys, to be like, get off the network. Let's get this like counter up while we're here. Let's see. Hold on. What can we do to get this like counter up? This is still bothering me. The staff jumping this hard is still bothering me. Okay, so I'm going to wind this down. So again, I appreciate you all for watching. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. Do me a favor, smash the like button on your way out. Hit me up on Twitter. Go to ryanstocks.com. Fourth child right there. Follow me on Twitter. Sign up for the Patreon. We do a lot of coaching there. We learn a lot. Got a course on there now that's being developed for those of you who want to learn more about technical analysis. Learn all the stuff that I'm doing here in Benzinga Pro. I'll teach you exactly how to do it on charts and stocks there through the course that I've built and put together. So I appreciate you all for watching. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Get it to 75 likes.